why do we meditate? You know, I mean, take up with some kind of whatever meditative um, religion, yoga, practice, philosophy, whatever, you know, whatever it is. Um, why bother? You know, I mean, the thing is that you know why one would practice yoga is to kind of dig a little deeper in oneself. There's there's only so much that one can absorb just by with busy looking outward. The thing is that um, by looking outward, you lose a sense of your what you are, what you sense, what you feel. You know, um, and basically, uh, meditation is supposed to bring you back inside of yourself. You know, so that you can um, get in touch with what you really feel. You know. Um, I suppose the first step towards meditation is to be a little dissatisfied with one's life and what one has accomplished psychologically or spiritually to date. Uh, what principles operate in the universe, and you know, really, all we can see is that things are, and things are as they truly are. You know, so fundamentally what we want to arrive at is a truth of the way things really are. You know, this is reality, but it's a relative reality. So anyway, what one wants to do is arrive at well, if this is a reality, what is it based on? And you have to say that you know we fundamentally are aware, um, and what we are aware of is not only the world around us, but um, ourselves and what we feel. So we begin to observe ourselves. You know, one begins to observe oneself and one's reactions towards things. And one, you know, eventually you might find a dichotomy between what is true, you know, as an actual event, and how we describe that event in our minds. What one aims to do with yoga is to be more in harmony with the actuality of event rather than what one wants to believe or what one believes, you know, to be true. Um, what religion has told us, whether it's Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, you know, whoever, Hindu, you know, what some teacher has told us, even me. One begins by observing oneself and one's life, one's exterior, and comparing the interior dialogue with the external world. And you know, we tend to find that we have a dichotomy running about you know what is actually true and what we want to believe. You know, we tell ourselves, well, you know, this is the way it was, when actually, you know, it's like Jack and Jill went up the hill, you know, and um, Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Okay, so this is the situation here. You know, it's a ridiculous situation, but what we want to believe is maybe that Jack and Jill went up the hill, and walk down with a pail of water because we're Jack or we're Jill, and you know, we came down hand in hand with Jill or Jack, and some kind of fairy tale like this. Um, we're always engaged in these romantic kind of fairy tales, heroic fairy tales. We want to make ourselves look bigger in our own mind. We want to make life look more glamorous in our own mind, more comfortable in our own mind. Um, when we're actually not comfortable with our own mind, you see, this is the dichotomy, um, where we find that we're actually not quite comfortable with the way we are. So um, then it comes to um, kind of observing oneself and what actually happens, and then um, bringing our dialogue of ourselves more in tune with what actually is the event. We really have to be honest with ourselves. We owe honesty to ourselves. So, this is kind of where we begin. Um, find a way to bring ourselves not only in harmony with what is the actuality of event, but um, what we actually feel about the actuality of the event, and this brings us to um, trying to find a means of looking at ourselves, um, looking inwardly at ourselves. So uh, then we might begin meditation, or some kind of um, some kind of expressionism, like art or guitar playing or something like this, where we have a means of reflecting to ourselves what we feel, you know, and then it comes down to what we feel is kind of a matter of what we identify with as liking or disliking or wanting or not wanting, or such things, we can dive further into ourselves, and see what we identify with ourselves. Like, I feel kind of an earnestness about what I'm saying. I feel I'm such and such a person. It's hard to describe, what I feel like as a being, as a human being, But I'm aware of myself as being, as speaking, and speaking, through my experience, and through even when I said through my experience, a little warning light went off in my head. It's kind of a feeling of caution where, um, but I had that feeling of identifying myself as maybe being a little pretentious or something. So it's kind of like what we identify with within ourselves, um, and um, then there's then there's the chance of seeing another possibility. If we can identify what we feel and who we are, you know, then there's the possibility of change, of growing beyond even that point. So, anyway, this is why we begin meditating, and this is what we want to develop. We want to develop a strong life and a truthful life.